these crazy stories just don't stop. So now, evidently, the new narrative that the fake news media is running with is that President Trump was or wasn't briefed about some kind of a clandestine cloak and dagger plot to put a bounty on American soldiers' lives over in Afghanistan. Look, I want to break this down for all those of you that have never served in the military. In the military, we have this thing called a chain of command, right? At the top of the chain of the command is the President of the United States. Nancy Pelosi is on CNN literally saying things like, well, it's possible that the president wasn't briefed because, well, maybe the intelligence, they didn't trust the president. He's going to run to Putin. Are you crazy, lady? Look, he's the freaking president. He's the commander in chief. Now, I'm not even going to go down the whole rabbit hole of, why there was a investigation into Russia to begin with. I could point out that it was, opposition research funded by a foreign national, mind you, Christopher Steele, that was paid for by the Democrat Party, and that you've kept our president occupied with this garbage for 3 years in the first place. I don't even need to go down that direction. I can just simply start here. If the intelligence agents that were responsible for briefing the president chose not to bring that information to him because of whatever personal bias they had, they are absolutely in the wrong. You don't get to make those decisions. You follow the chain of command. You have a leader. You have a job to prep him. You freaking do it. You don't go off in the deep end and start thinking about, well, is he gonna work with the Russians? I mean, who the hell are you? You're not Robert Mueller. He had almost unlimited resources and unlimited time. And guess what they charged our president with? Guess what he was convicted with? Yeah, that's right. Nothing. So here we are. It's the 30th of June, and we're talking about Russian collusion. Donald Trump's going to run back to the Russians, and he's going to tell Democrats, y'all suck, man. If Donald Trump thinks about it like this, well, do you really imagine that the Kremlin's trying to put bounties on American soldiers? Or is it possible that the Russians have their own version of a corrupt Christopher Steele setting them up for some kind of, a gotcha that the liberal media is going to bounce on in America today? Because that's what it sounds like to me. You think it's not possible that if the intelligence is even verified, that it was something that was hatched on the ground floor at the local level? How do we know the Kremlin's really behind it? I mean, how do we even know any of this is real? I don't put anything past the left. I don't trust them. I don't believe them. And I don't put anything past them when it comes to creating narratives or setting up people that they want to destroy. I mean, look at the gymnastics they went through to try to trap our president with, what Peter Strzok say, the backup plan. Man, these are some of the most corrupt people alive. And so I would not put it past them to have a Russian asset, some low-grade lieutenant, that was going to try to set something like this up, maybe even leak the damn intelligence that he was doing it, just so there could be a gotcha on the president all this time later. You know what? I trust President Trump's judgment on Russia. I trust President Trump more than I trust the mainstream media any damn day of the week. Y'all are a bunch of corrupt liars. So those of you that are listening to this garbage about how President Trump, was okay with the Russians putting a bounty on our soldiers, man, just let it go. Because I'll tell you this. The really interesting question that we should be pressing for instead is whether or not the intelligence agents had information they chose not to give to the president because of whatever preconceived bias or notion that they had. I would love the names of those individuals, because if that went down, then that is something that we can move on. The rest of it's just conjecture and garbage. President Trump's a great president. It's time the Democrats got off of him with all this Russian crap, and started focusing on, improving their damn cities.